Hannibal, thanks for coming in, and so great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
You sit on the steering committee for the Conserving the Future vision process, and why'd you say yes?
A lot of people don't know that this part of the country, I actually spent 10 years on the Upper Mississippi National Wildlife and Fish Refuge as a fisheries biologist and a project leader. So with an opportunity to provide some input and support for this real key program within the Fish and Wildlife Service, I was absolutely honored to be able to be part of that dialogue and helping moving the refuge system forward.
For our folks out there in the Fish and Wildlife Service, why is it important for them to engage?
You know, I refer to the National Wildlife Refuge system as one of the service's crown jewels. I think that in terms of what all of us should be proud of into how we can make the refuge system and the Fish and Wildlife Service be much more prominent than it is, because I think the fair has a great future, and I think we all of our employees, including myself, ought to be part of that movement as we move into the next generation.
So for this vision process, we're really excited about partners coming in and helping us craft what the future looks like for the refuge system. What's in it for them?
I think there's a tremendous opportunity to take full advantage and be involved and kind of promote, responsible fish and wildlife conservation.
And one of our key partners in this is the states, the state fish and wildlife agencies. I'm wondering if you could kind of describe their particular role.
I think that is a good partnership, a great example. The refuge system will be managing fish and wildlife resources. The states are also managing fish and wildlife resources. You can look at it in terms of kind of a landscape, watershed, an area. So it's just a natural fit that we continue to engage with each other and work toward common goals as we deploy our conservation assets.
Hannibal, when I hear you talk about sort of deploying our resources, I have this sort of image of us going out and sort of galvanizing the troops. And we have a lot of newer and maybe even younger employees coming into the Fish and Wildlife Service. Do you have anything to say to that next generation?
I think the concept or idea of partnerships and learning and kind of networking your resources with someone else, another organization, I think that is clearly the future for conservation. Funding will always be a challenge for time and years to come. For us to, build on those partnerships, the refuge system already there, is just a natural to take advantage of it.
Well, Hannibal, thank you so much for sharing with us today and for your leadership in the Conserving the Future process and in the Fish and Wildlife Service. But before we go, I was wondering if I could maybe learn a little bit more about sort of the Hannibal behind the Hannibal.
As growing up as a young kid in Arkansas, I started out rabbit hunting and squirrel hunting, and then I think with probably the advent of all of the chemicals that we went into agriculture farming, and then the rabbit population started to go away, and I started to watch TV and try to figure out, what is this about, and realize there was this such thing as conservation, responsible use, and living on the land, the landscape. And I said, well, if I can make a difference there, that's what I want to do. And I wasn't even aware that the Fish and Wildlife Service existed. But just Fish and Wildlife Service was on campus one year doing career days and recruitment, and I talked to the recruiter, and he started telling me about all the great things and opportunities in the Fish and Wildlife Service, and I said, sign me up, I'd like to try this. And I was offered a summer internship, and the rest is history.